not my seat. Better not sit my seat. Stay away from that seat. What time of it is? Or if it's not. What if it's not? What if it's 4:29? Oh, no, it's 4:30. Okay. Hello. Hello to you too. Yeah. Thank you, Preston.
This is
Those are calling me.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling weird and disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he turned around and coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, Stanley could not know.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, did he?
Thank you.
Descending deeper into the belly, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, he sure did. Goodbye.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting
That
to
was
the
just a
bottom
black
of the Mind
screen.
Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done. Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. Used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier. Chase your dreams. The railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 All of his co-writers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed the
Yep.
memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd made them alone, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm with you now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ah, shit, I spilled water over myself. Maybe drinking water while laying down ain't such a good idea. Ah. But please, I'm covered in water. You just laying there doing nothing. So sad.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea and rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Would it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is which, perhaps you just played the other option, and now you come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've brought up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
What's it all?
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, was to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure beyond any doubt was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Stay with me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to the set of 2 open books, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Goodbye.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, no. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Okay. When I played this on Rec Room, the right fucking jump scared me the first time.
Hold on, I'm sorry to be late. I'm just calling to find out the other. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me
Sorry,
show
I'm
you what's
blind.
really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, I'm in.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring figure. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen his life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. For behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped out from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path. Mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can you just not hear me? How can you tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. Not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe he'll stay. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed the button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed the button. And I tried.
Yay!
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no.
What?
This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stan's office?
Sure. Hello? Okay, I'm done here.
New content? What does that mean?
Hey, let me in that room.
Content.
Oh. Phone? Doctor? Okay, I'm done. Let's go.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside to see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
No? Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I wonder if it's... Okay, no more jumping. I would like to say...
Is that it? Surely that's not all the main content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to phone these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
And this time,
This ain't an office. Damn. This ain't an office.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
When the Stanley is susly. When the imposter is sus. When the okay. I am okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Fucking shit. This is gonna go bad. Picnic basket, diamond here.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap
Forgive me,
PlayStation
Dread.
port? Remember back
I
in
am
October of
filled
2013 when the game
with
originally
dread.
launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, you're whiz.
Oh yes. And also and also yes, and also $5. Up here, no, okay, time to
Another
open it.
area is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Let's get on with it. Doors. A blurry ass thingy. Stanley and Marietta. Ah, the French! The waiting room from the demo. The end is never. Hooray. I'm just looking at you.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
I don't want to do this.
I don't recall this part of the memories.
Just kidding, I do, but I don't, but I do. See, it's just a dream machine. We can go back. Or not, apparently.
Oh no, of course, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been
I did not
collected
know it
down there.
changed.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the root to stick them.
Unfunny! Yeah. Steam. Welcome to hell, I guess. Okay, done like that.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea of the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always would. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory
Way
to
to
have to
go,
hold on to.
Western.
These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I don't wanna go here. Help me. I'm falling. I'm falling and I can't get up.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
No, you don't.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customers. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time, everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very
I am
opposite?
not paying
You
attention.
see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap a treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthful that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, for me. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Fun.
All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise, manifesto.
Okay, goodbye.
Sport, you really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a fortress display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie Man will say about this, and whether they'll edit the original of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
How strong do you think I am?
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
Sir, I am
Please,
so
I'll
mortal.
take any option at all.
Somehow.
I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this world, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. Here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
And they're going to one night.
Goodness, I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
I can't even tell if the pants are me anymore.
2 weeks?
2 fucking weeks!
Just sitting here, not a single...
Can I turn off the brightness? Brightness. Brightness. No, brightness. No, brightness. No brightness at all. Oh, fuck it,
Person to speak to. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, you saying nothing. Would you think that it's
And the
exactly
plane
the
is
same
dying.
as always?
How's the
Doesn't
clock?
this
I
feel
can't
to
see
what
the
we've
clock.
already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again.
I
Welcome.
can't see a single
I
shit
have
up there.
had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track.
I still can't tell what the
Have you
pants
ever
do.
sat
Stop.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both the light.
Nothing. Way to go. He's gone. Oh well. No more. And no more. That's not a single thing, I guess. And it's been 8 years. Ah, shit. And the clock's gone. And the plane's fucking dead. Okay.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to...
There's no more.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
And
end,
it
is
is
never the end, is never the end,
real
is
busy.
never the end, is 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 never the end.
Never. Ah. Oh, that's a problem. Oh no, the plant! No, not the plant! And the clock! No, not the plant! That poor plant! I still can't tell. God. God damn it. This is a fun mess. Look at all that. Look at all that mess. Fucking a mess. Okay, let's see. Hooray, light. Hello. You are no longer moving. Finally. Light. Light. Alright, be the ladder, I guess. Ah! Definitely is the narrator. Oh, yay, plants. 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 With little seeds. With little 2DS seeds. Well, that you can't be bothered to model people as seeds. Can't be bothered to model those seeds. How depressing. No, the clock! Not the clock! No! No, not the clock! And back in hell. Welcome back to hell, I guess. Gonna get you some jank. Some water, perhaps. You okay? Yeah, What the hell? We are still in hell. We're still in hell. Let's see. Oh! Rip to the button. Rip to the clock. Rip to this plant. RP wherever the stuff matter is. Ah. Come on, let me out. Just keep running, Stanley. Wherever you run to, I have no idea. Run away from your regrets. Run away from your sin. Just keep running, Stanley. This is your fault, Stanley. So just keep running, Stanley. Just keep running. Yeah. Take a little time, huh? Okay. Yeah. Alright.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
I mean, the narrator's probably not in pen anymore. So yeah, that piece probably. Girl, have to live in your damn computer lock. I swear to the God. You turn off all the lights in here just for the big ass sign. Okay, let's go.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Today I did.
Yes, I have something
Let me
very
in.
exciting to show you.
Okay, back to the elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on this Stanley parable
Hello.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Hooray, I guess.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. They could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yes. Hooray.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
What if I went this way? Huh? Nah? Nine? And yourself. Yep, 2.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Gym.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. You happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
I waited till the end. You're just...
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no.
Say I'm
Instead,
Jim.
oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No.
Jim.
How dare you? That's depressing. I put on the hat and anything. I put on the hat and everything.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Jim. Please give Jim back. I'm begging you. I want to be Jim. Depressing.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, we'll go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
I do not want to book it yet. Of course I want to book it soon. Not yet. Settings, World Champion. Okay, I will go to the settings. Let's see. Is it?
This is the story of a man. The story of a man.
Boy, I hope it's getting away. Look it up. Okay, I went through everything. Yay! So good.
I can see you got the Settings World Champion trophy. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Honey. Ooh. Yes. 1,000. Honey. What is next, I ponder? What is next indeed? I ponder, pondering. Ponder for me. What kind of rhyme is this? I don't even know. Please, no screenshot. There. Ah, yes. A merchandise. Decoration. What if I take a screenshot?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
Screenshot.
I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Hey.
But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I'm going to pick the opposite of what I want, because I know what's going to happen.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize
Fuck
that
you.
you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Honey!
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No.
Look at
No,
you!
I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Jump circle!
You know what,
Honey!
Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Let's see it. And I'm going to... Let's see what happens. Okay, this is probably going to be a bad idea. Is it? Can I use the jump? Is it going to start me right at the beginning? Did I just waste my time for nothing? Will I not be able to do a jump? Look at that! Yes! 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 I can jump! Suck on that! Suck on that!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Right, yes, I
something
can
else to
jump
know.
now!
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Suck on it! later because I need to
When
jump.
Stanley came to a set
I'm
of
going
two open
everything in
doors,
jumping.
he entered the door and was
Fuck you. Fuck you. Suck it.
Yet there was not a
Suck it, I
single
can
person
jump
in
now.
either.
I'm on your tail. What you gonna do about it?
Stanley
I'm on your
decided to
fucking
go up to
table.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Suck on it. I'm going insane. Your circle is useless. Open the door. You cousin.
No, not
Yes.
yet. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage
Yes.
you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
And I am
I'm
jumping.
just going to be patient and
I
wait
am
for you
on
to
top of
finish
the mop
whatever
thing.
it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yes.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Stanley
walked
walked
upstairs
upstairs to his boss's office. That's right. Can't stop me. I am jumping. I'm jumping on your toilet. Jumping on your sink. Can I open doors? Open. I'm gonna jump in the elevator. Like that. Jumping on our chairs. Where's the elevator? Come on. Okay. Let me in! I am jumping in your elevator. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm done with the elevator. Now let me out! That's right. I'm jumping over your secretary's desk. Can't stop me.
Stepping into his manager's
Jumping over
office,
pianos.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud.
I said
to
two.
nobody.
I
He
said
began wildly tearing through papers
two.
on the boss's
Oh,
desk,
no.
pulling books off the shelf,
Oh,
looking
no.
behind paintings,
Oh, no.
desperate for clues to his
What?
situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
5.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator
I was
talk.
letting you speak.
That kind of anxiety
Patient-ass
isn't
man.
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Maybe you have anxiety. That's right, I'm jumping on your glasses. I'm sitting on your couch.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wait, I should probably be very careful.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I am jumping. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Apparently, jumping breaks the fucking game. Oh no. Am I still jumping? Yes.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He
Sign
hoped
of-
it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It's a sign of this ratio. Ha 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 ha. Okay, let's go another way.
When Stanley came to a set
A set of
of
two
two
open
this
doors,
was not
he
the
entered.
correct way to the meeting
I don't
room,
care.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I am
Perhaps
jumping.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I am jumping and you are unable to stop me.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
That's sorry, I'm trying to jump.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
True. Ow!
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you
Shut
have
up!
zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something
Everything
bad to
shut
happen
up!
to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
I'll
Let
show
me
you this
prove that I'm
ratio!
on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
Aha! Perhaps you misunderstood.
Blue!
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think
Blue!
we're communicating properly. Stanley walked...
Blue!
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Hey!
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Jump,
Broken
jump,
rooms,
jump,
exposed
jump.
developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
I already broke
Was
the
it
game.
worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and we can give
I
you
wish
some
we still had
feedback.
Minecraft here.
There we go.
I want to play Minecraft.
Option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead,
I want to play
Stanley. Take it full
Minecraft.
speed. Okay, I'm going to
Fuck
stop
you.
there. Now, tell me about your
No.
experience with this new
No.
version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel
No.
free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you
Fuck
had
you.
reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to
One.
more fully
I'm
express itself
jumping.
mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed
This
to
is
do with
better
that?
than anything else you could have came up with
I guess
ever.
it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of the new game I've been
I will
working
murder
on.
the
And
baby.
now would be a lovely opportunity
babies.
to give it some play testing. You wouldn't
I
mind
hate
taking a look at
children.
it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh no, let me go. Oh no,
In this
let me
game,
go.
the baby
Oh
crawls
no, let me
left
go.
towards danger.
Oh no,
You click
let
the
me
button
go.
to move
I
him
could
back
jump
to
over
the
there, but I'm
right.
not gonna
And if he
because I do
reaches
not
the
want to break the
fire,
game
you
too
fail.
much.
It's a very meaningful game.
But I
All
will
about
survive
the
this.
desperation and tedium
Okay.
of endlessly
Fine.
confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about
Die.
4 hours.
Kaddish.
So why don't
I
you
hate
give it
you.
4 hours
I
of
hate
play
children.
to make sure it's
Fuck
effective.
it, fuck
Be
it,
sure to keep notes
fuck it,
on your
fuck
experience.
it.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or
Yes.
purely to spite me?
Yes.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep
I
tower.
can still
Perhaps
jump.
for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Let me
Yes,
up.
that must be it.
Let me up.
What a fascinating
Please,
venture
I'm
into the
begging you.
experience of total mental depravity. So far,
No.
I love
What's the
everything
point
about
in
this game,
jumping
Stanley.
if I can't
And it seems there's even more.
jump?
Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Why does it make Minecraft sound? Tell me that, Nada. Wow, your roadblock is very good at roadblocking. Fuck you. What if I just jump off? Can I do that? No? Well, fuck you then.
Oh no. No, can't be.
It is. Now keep running.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close crawl. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any...
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
A game where I can jump?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful.
Yay,
See, this is
scores.
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice
gonna
big
jump
blocks
into
for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I'm ready to get lost in this game.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Why am I
Yes,
so
I
slow?
think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Goodbye.
Come on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Yo! I'm still jumping. And welcome to Half-Life. Apparently I cannot find the box's office. Well, fuck you too. And I want to go to the bar. There's the elevator that leads into the big smush museum ending. But I can't see the boss. This was the lounge, I think. Wasn't this? Am I going the wrong way? Am I fucking up? Okay. Alright, Stanley, time to go to your old office and jump on your desk. Okay, after this I'm gonna try one more thing with the jumping. And get the fuck on with my life.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's
I
what
can jump.
That is what I mean to this movie.
God, why am I so excited about
Yes,
jumping?
bad
What
if
the
no
fuck
other
is wrong
way.
with me?
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What end?
My God, the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming. 1,000? You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
Bumpscosity. Okay, can I jump?
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show
Come
you.
here. Let me up. Let me up. Bukkadayo! I'm ready. I'm ready. Why are you taking so long? Oh, I can still jump. Yes, press X to jump. No! 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 My jumps! No! No! God! No! I'm so sad!
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable
My
and about how
jumps
roundly
are
disappointing this
gone.
ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take
Oh,
it
shit.
one step even
Oh,
further.
thank God.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I don't care. I lost my jumps.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a
Thank
measly
God.
port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory
Who
it will
the-
cover with a
who's the
fully
second
fledged
person?
sequel. An entirely
Who the
new
fuck are
experience,
you?
built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This
Yeah.
is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figured that if I can
My
loosely
damn
organize a
jumps.
handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, yes, Jim. I could retry the gym button. But no thanks. What?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
No, it's because you took it from me.
I suppose it can just
It's
be a
your
nice
fault.
decorative piece then.
It is your fault. My jumps. My fucking jumps. You took them away from me. Ah! Ah!
special. You remember that broken test trophy that got lost
Yeah.
in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply
I
give
want
you
my
the trophy.
jump back.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
I will commit a crime and I
we hear
will
you,
murder you.
and I promise it will happen.
I hate you.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles. Ooh. Ooh.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Yay. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Get well, that's right, She-Ho. Haha. Haha, my jumps are gone. I wanted my jumps back.
Maybe I should have gone with...
I don't want my jumpers
I've
back.
made my decision. We're moving on.
I lost them, narrator. You took them away from me. It's you,
Stanley, here's an idea that
you.
I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue on. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
You're a liar.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Hey, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here
Fuck,
when you're
it's
ready.
throwing cigarettes down here.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I know.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
I haven't. Sayonara.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow, okay, yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh no, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the
I
hole...
knew it was you who took it away from me. You didn't want me to jump out of this hole. that's a good shit, I think. And it's a good shit. Bounce! Buppies. Shipcakes. Water. Whatever that is. Beach. Wine. Perfect. Perfection. This is perfection. I think.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
No!
Oh, good, you're awake.
No.
It seems you had sort of
music.
dozed off there.
No.
Drifting away into peace. But we can't have that, Stanley.
So
Because this hole is just so
mean.
darn fascinating that I want you to be
I
wondering
hate
for
you.
every second of it.
I will
You
commit
don't want to
a
miss
crime.
single moment. So how about if I just pop in
Look
from
at
time to
you.
time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Look at
From
you!
the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay
None of
alert,
them.
Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-poo.
Finally. Well, not finally, but fuck you. Fuck this. Fucking this shit. Yay, we're back at this hell. That's
Here
right.
we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
It is time for the bucket. Bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this
Bucket.
fundamental problem of
Bucket.
the game.
Bucket!
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see,
Hand it
Stanley,
over.
anytime you're holding the bucket,
Hand it over. I swear to God, I will commit a crime.
will fill your mind with
I will.
as long as you
You better
hold
give me
on
that
to
bucket.
the many
Give me that
disorienting
bucket,
contradictions
narrator.
of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly new
Hand it over.
and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I say, haha.
Feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Hello, welcome back. I have a bucket. Maybe it makes up tortoise in my jumps, maybe not. Fuck. Bucket. I have to
For
go
the
back to
Stanley
the gym,
Parable
buddy.
2, I asked myself, what do
Yes,
players really
Jim.
want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say
my
your
name's
name,
Jim.
whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
My name's Jim.
Yes, you see?
Yes,
what a thrill, what a rush. That was you.
me.
The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Yeah, that's my name.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
My name's Jim and I'm gonna
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Now. That's disappointing. At least I still got my bucket.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Laziness. I love you, but you're lazy.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes, I sure am. Hello, Stanley. Welcome down.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I
can't
know it's
jump
not exactly
anymore.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's
I hate your
definitely
game.
a good game in there somewhere. Say,
I hate your
let's do an
game.
experiment. I'll arrange
Whatever.
these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
L. L. L.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Peacefully, of course. With respect.
This fan
With
is
care for the
bullshit.
vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
No. supposed to bump viscosity. Yes, that's bumping. That's bumping correctly. Okay, look at that. Pull me in, man. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Dashi.
This.
No thanks. Welcome back to the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Right,
meeting
y'all?
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps I have. There it is. There it is.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
There it is. This is the only thing. The only thing worth having. What's the balloon doing? It's the only thing that's worth it. Yes.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
I think you're the jealous one.
Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take our hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Are you done? You done speaking?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with but now, the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yes, I mean, you done?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Open door.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Let me in!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-Stans? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Okay, this is good. This is fine. Time to go down. Down we go. Down we go. Down we go. Time to go. Down, down we go.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What you doing? Nail, what you doing? What you looking at, huh? You know?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Wait, no. No, open, please. You're not supposed to close. Evo.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
The door on the left, the door on the left. And this is terrifying.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
I don't get out. Ugh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Buckets
office.
can't walk. But I can. No, open. Open, says me. Okay. Into the elevator I go.